To the Igbo people of the southeastern part of Nigeria, Biafra warlord late Colonel Odumegwu OJUKWU was a messiah sent from heaven to redeem his people. But to the Niger Delta people of Nigeria, specifically the people of Rivers State, OJUKWU was nothing but a betrayal after killing some of their notable sons. Amongst them is Emmanuel Ifeajuna, the Nigerian Olympic Gold Medalist who was killed by firing squads at the order of Colonel Odumegwu OJUKWU. The first time Emmanuel Ifeajuna appeared before a crowd of thousands, he did something no black man had ever done. He won a gold medal at an international sporting event. Ifeajuna record-breaking victory in the high jump at the 1954 Empire and Commonwealth Games in Vancouver, Canada was a thing of pride for all Africans at this time. He was a pride not just of Nigeria, but of a whole continent. Ifeajuna feted wherever he went. He would still see his pictures on the front of school magazines, exercise books, calendars, and newspapers. He was a great national hero who would remain Nigeria's only gold medalist in Commonwealth or Olympic sports until 1966. The next time Ifeajuna appeared before a crowd of thousands, he was bare-chested and tied to a stake, facing public execution. He was shot dead by the order of Colonel Odumegwu OJUKWU, the then head of the Biafran government. Stay tuned as it brings you all you need to know about this tragic story no one would ever tell you. The sad story of the man who is believed to have killed the first Nigerian's Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa. But before we begin, if you're new to our channel, you're highly welcome to Laura TV, and please do also hit on that subscribe button. And do not forget to turn on the notification bell so you can always stay notified and updated whenever we upload a new video. We upload very interesting contents every day. Without further ado, let's jump right into our story. Emmanuel Ifeajuna was born in 1935 in the ancient city of Onitsha, a commercial port city in the present-day Anambra State in the southeastern parts of Nigeria. He attended Dennis Memorial Grammar School in his hometown in Onitsha and displayed the characteristics that would later define his life. He trained in high jump under his games teacher, and he also took part in a protest that would close down the school for a term. He graduated from high school in 1951. The 1954 Nigerian Athletic Championship saw him establish himself among the nation's best high jumpers. A jump of 6 feet 5.5 inches meant Ifeajuna was chosen to represent Nigeria at the 1954 British Empire and Commonwealth Games in Canada. At the 1954 Games in Vancouver, Canada, he competed wearing only his left shoe, yet managed to clear a record-breaking jump, which was both a Games record and a British Empire record for the discipline. The resulting gold medal made him the first black African to win at a major international sports competition. Ifeajuna received a hero's welcome upon his return to Lagos, Nigeria, and was paraded through the streets of Lagos before speaking at the civic celebration. He, however, stopped training in the game and opted to go back to school. He joined the University College of Ibadan, where he became involved in student politics and became friends with some of Nigeria's biggest poets, J.P. Clark and Christopher Okigbo. Ifeajuna would organize a number of protests but would not participate in many of them, according to accounts of his friends and schoolmates. After completing his university studies, he went to Abeokuta to teach but left the profession in 1960 to join the military. And because of his education, Ifeajuna rose through ranks to become a major in the Nigerian army in 1966. Dissatisfied with how the government was running the affairs after independence, Ifeajuna became a plotter of Nigeria's bloodiest coup together with Major Chukwuma Kaduna Uzeogo, Timothy Onwatuegu, Chris Anuforo, Don Okafor, Adewale Ademoyega, and Humphrey Chukwuka. It is recorded that Ifeajuna not only arrested the then Prime Minister Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who later died in detention, but also killed other army officials, including Brigadier Zakaria May Malari, who had come to him for help, and he also killed Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Lagema. The coup was prevented by Major General Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi, who later took over power to become the first military head of state. Following the failure of the coup, Ifeajuna had no choice but to run away from Nigeria. With the help of his friends, he traveled to Benin Republic and headed to Ghana, where he was welcomed by the then president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah. His stay in Ghana was short-lived, as Nkrumah's government would be overthrown shortly afterwards. He returned to Nigeria amid assurance from Emmanuel Ojukwu, who would later become the leader of the Republic of Biafra, that his life was indeed not at risk. Ifeajuna got back into the military and became part of the Biafran army. However, Ojukwu would accuse Ifeajuna and other top military leaders of treason in 1967. He claimed that Ifeajuna and his mates were busy negotiating with Nigeria via the British and wanted to overthrow him and take power for themselves. In a hastily conducted trial, Ifeajuna was sentenced to death by firing squad and was executed on September 25th, 1967 in Enugu, Nigeria. His last words were, "You may kill me now, but I am afraid it is too late. I am sorry for you all because it won't be long before they get all of you. The Nigerians are already in your midst." These were the last words of Ifeajuna before he was shot dead. Compared to most of the 1966 coup planners and the leaders of the Biafran revolution, Ifeajuna has not been featured prominently in Nigeria history. He left behind an unpublished manuscript about the January 1966 coup that caught the attention of many people who believe that it will reveal some facts about the event. During his time at the university, Ifeajuna met his wife Rose in 1955. 4 years later, the pair married and went on to have 2 beautiful kids.